Hi and welcome to Optimum TV and welcome to our Countdown to Conference mini-series. Today I'm joined by Allan Marchington, MD and Head of Life Sciences at ICG, which is kindly sponsoring our networking drinks at our October annual conference. Hi Allan.
Hi Stephen, how are you?
Good, thanks for joining us. So I've done a couple of these in the mini-series so far, and I'd say on the whole people have been cautiously optimistic about the state of the life science market in 2024. There have been probably fewer private deals than might typically be the case, but those that have taken place have been quite large sums. So I'd be interested in your thoughts about 2024 so far and how you anticipate the market developing throughout the rest of the year and into early 2025.
No, thanks very much, Stephen. I think it's an interesting time. You know, we've had a difficult couple of years in the industry, and 2024 we're starting to climb back out. For us as ICG Life Sciences, we've had a wonderful first 6 months to 2024. We got our LIFTS award of £100 million from the UK government in March, and we sold one of the deals that we led for over $1 billion, Amolyt Pharma, which we led that deal and held it for 15 months. So 2024 so far has been great for us. I think in terms of the market overall, people are being a little bit more choosy on where they invest. I think they've got with the backdrop of the market as it is, we've got the luxury to be able to do that. But I think as we move through to the second half and third and fourth quarters is where we are now, I think things from the pace is going to step up. And we're seeing pharma coming in, buying companies. You know, there's been over 6 deals now that's been over $1 billion this year. And so I think pharma are starting to buy companies, which inevitably puts cash back into the investors' pockets, which allows them to continue to invest in new opportunities and great technologies.
So people have talked about the COVID hangover. You know, there was a bit of a binge, wasn't there, in terms of valuations? Things really spiked and then they fell back down to earth and slammed. And obviously, many investors, public and private, got burnt. I suppose it takes a little while for that hangover to clear. Has it cleared, or are we still in the sort of the dog day afternoon of a hangover?
No, I think it's clearing. I think the Alka-Seltzer's working, and the paracetamols. It's sort of clearing the head. The fog's clearing, and I think what is left is a group of well-qualified investors who really understand the space and to be able to pick the companies. I think it needs, more investors to come into the market would be wonderful. But I think what there is at the moment is a real strong cadre of very strong investors looking for opportunities. I also think that what we've done over the past 2 years is some of the companies that haven't quite performed, maybe have not been successful. But what that's allowed is to get those management teams to really coalesce. So we're getting some very strong management teams now for building much bigger and much stronger companies. So I think we're in a great foundations now for the next 3 to 5 years of building some very strong companies.
And let's talk about technologies, those which are popular or in fashion and those which are not so popular at the moment. I've talked to others and they've obviously mentioned the enduring attractions of ADCs, obesity drugs, which are obviously the big story of the last 12 months or so, other things like radiopharmaceuticals. Those are typical hot areas. I guess you agree with others' assessments on that. Have you spotted any other up-and-coming trends?
No, I think the areas for us are, as you mentioned, ADCs, radiopharmaceuticals. I think the gene therapy space still continues to intrigue us. I think that delivery and manufacturing remain a constant headwind for those types of technologies that we continue to monitor. But if there are companies out there that can actually overcome some of those challenges in terms of delivery, safety, manufacturing, then we remain interested in that. I still also think the cell therapy space has gone through a very rough period. But, you look at the data and some of the wonderful data that you see out of cell therapy and some of the responses that you see in patients. It's a technology that just needs a little bit more figuring out how to get it to work effectively. There are great products on the market currently. And so we remain excited and watchful over that space as well. But certainly ADCs, radiopharmaceuticals are really intriguing to us. And then I think, in the therapeutic space, for us, neuroscience, neurology remains a key area of focus. We think it's a super exciting space.
Obviously, we've had a couple of approvals in Alzheimer's, although those have been slightly controversial, I think it would be fair to say. Do you think we're really going to deliver? I mean life science community in general, all the scientists working, very hard indeed to try to produce drugs which have a real, meaningful and enduring benefit for patients with diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, other neurodegenerative diseases. Are we that close, or is this something which is always a couple of years away?
I think it's a very challenging area, and you don't get rewarded unless you take on challenging areas. And so we're firmly of the belief that the technology today, our understanding of neurology today is increased a log unit from where it was 5-10 years ago, if not 2 log units than where it was. I think the advent of modern imaging techniques, our understanding of some of the new biomarkers of disease, allow us to really be able to interrogate the neurology and understand the processes that are actually happening within the brain, so we can start to actually develop the very highly selective drugs and therapies that we need to treat diseases. So I'm highly optimistic that life sciences will solve the problems of neurology over the next 10 to 15 years. And I think pharma believes that. We're seeing companies that previously weren't in neurology that are coming back into the space because I think their confidence levels are growing immensely.
That's interesting. Finally, and on a more short-term basis, a year's time, mid-2025, do you think the market's going to be much the same situation at the moment? Do you think it's going to be worse, or do you think it's going to be better?
I think things will be better. We'll be through the US elections, for one, which I think will be a positive. I think we'll be here in the UK, we'll have maybe settled down with a new government, and I think the new government's very supportive of life sciences, which I think is positive. And I think the markets and interest rates will have come down. I think markets will have recovered. So I'm very optimistic about where the whole market's going, actually.
Allan, we look forward to hearing more from you at Optimum's conference in London in October. But thanks very much for now.
Thanks very much, Stephen. Enjoyed the chat.
Bye-bye. For more Optimum TV episodes, please visit our website, optimumcomms.com, or our YouTube channel at Optimum Comms. Thanks for watching.